given practice paper 4 we have completed 3 parts. Now we are going to do the last part, that is question number 24 onwards. Prove that the bisectors of angles of a parallelogram form a rectangle. So diagram is not given, only the statement is given, so the including diagram we have to complete. So first we have to write a given PQRS is a parallelogram. The quadrilateral ABCD is formed by the bisectors of each angles of the parallelogram. Then parallelogram PQRS. Okay. To prove ABCD is a rectangle. Proof. Adjacent angles are supplementary in a parallelogram. We know that very well, that property we have to use. Therefore, angle P plus angle Q is equal to 180 degree. Now here bisectors we have drawn here. So the bisectors property we are applying. So for that what we should do means half of angle P, half of angle Q equal to half into 180 degree. What we have done here, each equations left side and right side we have divided the equation by 2 only. Now from the figure, what is half of P? That is angle APQ. Right? Similarly, half of angle Q, that is angle AQP. Right? So we have written here APQ, angle APQ plus AQP equal to 90 degree. That is our equation 1 only. Now we are considering the triangle APQ only. Now triangle APQ, angle P plus angle Q is 90 degree. That means the naturally this angle is also 90 degree we can, right? So angle A plus angle P plus angle Q equal to 180 degree, angle sum property. Therefore, angle A equal to 180 minus 90, that is equal to angle A equal to 90 degree. That means we have got in triangle APQ, angle A equal to 90 degree. Similarly, the same rule we are using for SRC. That is why angle C is equal to 90. Angle C is equal to 90 degree. So in the same way, the same rule we are applying for SBP only. That means angle S plus angle P is equal to 180 degree, half of S plus half of P equal to 90 degree. So compared to previous question, here we got a 90 degree inside the quadrilateral, that is interior angle A and C we got a 90 degree. But here this angle only we are going to get a 90 degree. See? Angle B is equal to 90 degree. Then this is 90 degree means here also 90 degree. What is the rule? Vertically opposite angles. So first we have considered APQ and SRC. We got the triangle quadrilateral ABCD. Interior angle A and C are 90 degree each. But when we are going for this side, angle B is coming outside the quadrilateral only. So half of S and half of P is 90 means we know that SBP equal to 90 degree. If SBP is 90 degree, then ABC equal to 90 degree by vertically opposite angle. So what are the steps? Angle S plus angle P equal to 180 degree, half of S plus half of P equal to half into 180 degree. So if you check the diagram, we can see that angle BPS plus angle BSP equal to 90 degree. Therefore, angle SBP equal to 90 degree. If SBP is 90 degree, angle ABC equal to 90 degree by vertically opposite angle. The same criteria we are using, and we will get that angle RDQ equal to angle ADC equal to 90 degree. Now the equations 2, 3, 5, 6 if you use, we will get that quadrilateral ABCD, angle A, angle B, angle C and angle D each equal to 90 degree only. Now if it is equal to 90 degree, what is the conclusion we are using? Two pairs of opposite angles are equal, then the quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram first. What is the criteria we have proved first? Two pairs of opposite angles are equal, then the quadrilateral ABCD is a parallelogram. In parallelogram, what is another condition? Each angle equal to 90 degree. Therefore, ABCD, that the quadrilateral is a rectangle only. Question number 25. Suman's house has an overhead tank which is cylindrical shape. Its radius is 50 centimeter and height is 91 centimeter. The tank is filled by pumping water from an underground tank which is cuboidal in shape, and its dimensions are 1.5 meter, 1 meter by 95 centimeter. An overflow of pipe of the tank is connected to the underground tank, and to avoid any loss of water due to the overflow. Now what is the question we have to find? Means it's a capacity only, so volume of the formula we must know. The overhead tank, what is the shape? Cylindrical shape. So volume of the cylindrical shape, it is equal to pi r square h. Here both the unit are given in centimeter only. Now the underground tank, what is the shape? Cuboidal. What is the volume of that one? L into B into H. Here the two units are in meter and the height is equal to centimeter only. Now we have to see the question. Find the height of the water left in the underground tank after the overhead tank has been completely filled with the water from the underground tank. The water is taken from the underground tank, and once the overhead tank is filled with water, then how much amount of the quantity, how much capacity is remaining in the underground tank? That is the question. Once again, find the height of the water left in the underground tank. That means cuboidal tank, what is the amount of the water is left after the overhead tank is completely filled. Then from where the water is taken? From the underground tank which had been full. Once it was full, then it is underground tank is full. From there water is used to fill the cylindrical tank. Then what is the remaining water in the cuboidal tank? That is the question. Underground tank, what is the shape? A cuboid, and what is the dimension is given? L is 1.5 meter, B 1 meter, and H is 95 centimeter. So we will write that 0.95 meter only. 0.95 meter. So all the unit are in meter. So volume of the underground tank by the formula LBH, substitute. If you multiply 1.425 meter cube, because all the units we made in meter only. Now cylinder tank, cylindrical tank, what is the radius? Again centimeter only, so 50 by 100 meter. H is equal to again centimeter, so 91 by 100 meter. Now volume of the overhead tank, which is in the cylindrical shape, so the formula is pi r square h. Substitute the values and we will get 0.715 meter cube. Now the question part. Volume of the water in the underground tank after overhead tank is completely filled is equal to, both the volume should be subtracted, so 1.425 minus 0.715, it is equal to 0.71 meter cube. Now the question is asked that what is the height of the water left in the tank? So we got volume L into B into H is equal to 0.71 meter cube. That means height of the water is asked in the question, not the volume. So height of the water in the underground tank is equal to 0.71 divided by L into B. So what is L into B? 1.5 into 1. That is why its answer equal to 0.47 meter. 26. The capacity of a cuboidal tank is 50,000 liter of water. Find the breadth of the tank if its length and depth are respectively 2.5 meter and 10 meter. So what is given in the question? Length equal to 2.5 meter, height is equal to 10 meter. What is the breadth? The question is asked for breadth of the tank. The volume of the cuboidal tank equal to 50,000 liter. That is 50,000 divided by 1000 meter cube. It is equal to 50 meter cube. Conversion I have already written here. 1 meter cube equal to 1000 liter. That means 1 liter means 1 by 1000 meter cube. So we are dividing here 1000 meter cube. So divided by 1000, so the answer is in meter cube. The answer is 50 meter cube. So L into B into H equal to 50 meter cube. 2.5 is length and breadth into 10 meter is the height equal to 50 meter cube. So 2.5 into 10 means 25. 25 into B equal to 50. Therefore B equal to 2 meter. That means what is the question is asked? Breadth of the tank is equal to 2 meter. Question number 27. The curved surface area of the cylinder is 154 centimeter square. The total surface area of the cylinder is 3 times its curved surface area. Find the volume of the cylinder. So what is the CSA of the cylinder? It is given that 154, and the condition is given the total surface area of the cylinder is 3 times the curved surface area. That means TSA equal to 3 into CSA. So that is CSA of the cylinder 154 centimeter square. TSA of the cylinder is 3 into CSA. So 3 into 154, which is equal to 462. That means we got a total surface area as a 462 and a curved surface area as a 154. These two knowledge we are having. So TSA of the cylinder, we must know the formula 2 pi r into r plus h. If we expand two way also, we must learn the formula 2 pi r square plus 2 pi r h only. So 2 pi r square means base area, two base are there, so that's area only 2 pi r square. 2 pi r h means curved surface area. So when we are having this one, TSA equal to 2 pi r square plus CSA is there. So this CSA I am bringing to this side. So TSA minus CSA equal to 2 pi r square. TSA we have calculated, that is 462, and CSA is 154, which is equal to 2 pi r square. So while solving this one, we'll substitute the values. 2 into 22 by 7 r square equal to 308. R square we should calculate, that is equal to 49. Therefore r equal to 7 centimeter. Next, we have asked that curved surface area of the cylinder is given, so we can calculate by using that one h only. So 2 into 22 by 7 into 7 into h is equal to 154. So while solving, h is equal to 3.5 centimeter. Now what is the one more question it is asked? It is asked that volume of the cylinder, that is the final question. So volume of the cylinder pi r square h. So we got, for finding volume of the cylinder, r as well as h also we got. So we can substitute now 22 by 7 into 7 into 7, that is r, into h, that is 3.5. So if you multiply and solve, what will get a 539 centimeter cube is the answer. The table shows that the preferred snacks of these 100 children. Preferred snacks are Lay's, cracks, cheese balls, Uncle Chips, Fun Flips, and the number of children respectively 22, 10, 15, 24, 29. Find the probability that the child chosen at random likes cracks and Fun Flips. So B equal to Lay's chips and cheese balls. C only Uncle Chips. Now we can see the solution. Solution: total number of trials, total number of children only, that is equal to 100. So first we have to write the formula for any event E, experimental probability, empirical probability, P of E equal to number of trials in which the event happened or divided by total number of trials. So the first question is choosing cracks and cheese balls only. So probability of getting a student choosing cracks and cheese balls is equal to 2 are favoring events are there. So that probability, that number of children we are adding, 10 plus 29 divided by 100, it is equal to 39 by 100. Second part, P bracket, a child choosing Lay's and cheese balls. Again 2 criteria are there, so 22 plus 15 by 100, that is 37 by 100. Now the C question, P bracket, a child choosing only Uncle Chips. So only one criteria here, that is favoring event is 24. So 24 by 100, if you cancel this one, 6 by 25. So we got the answers 39 by 100, 37 by 100 and 6 by 25. With this class we are winding up. Thank you.